Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
Welcome back, Journeymen Lounge podcast listeners. You're here with...
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Ah,
We took a
Salucci.
week hiatus. We had some debauchery with the
Activities.
boys, with my brother and his college friends, as well as, Joe
Just a
and myself.
golf
and Moj.
trip?
Yeah, nice little golf
With the
trip.
boys.
You wanna walk us through this a little bit, or...
I would like to just kind of go like, I am Woj. For
introductions for those people who are 89 episodes in. Okay,
some asshole's gonna find this and go like, all right, who are these guys at 89 reviewing Marvin Gaye?
I'm Tom Tucker,
Yeah,
a.k.a. Ryan.
A.K.A. Ryan, and we got
They got
Ballerina.
Bobby on the end, the loudmouth of the
So
group.
yeah, we're the Journeyman Lounge podcast, and we're here to have a good time and a long time. So
Let's do it.
let's fucking get it going. But yeah, so Bobby was talking about this annual golf trip. It is your brother's friends started it way back when.
Yeah,
I think they got to be like 10 years into it, I think. Maybe
Easy.
even more.
I'd say about that.
But I would just say that the golf trip is always a weekend that you look forward to all year because the amount of golf and, as you said, debauchery, like to me, it's a perfect mix and match. Like,
It's a beautiful thing.
it's not always about like, hey, every single night and every single moment of the day we are just getting schlitzed. It happens a lot, but
It's a byproduct, but that's not the goal.
but there is a part of it where like we're in some competition, we're playing against each other and doing a
Right.
scramble with 2v2, and like there's a picking of teams process, and
Right.
we get like kind of like a first warm up.
It's like a Ryder Cup, kind of.
I'd say it's definitely like a tournament type of feel because like you get a practice round, basically, and you're in a destination.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we just went up to Wisconsin. It wasn't anything crazy, but so I'll just run through and I'll throw it kind of back and forth to you, Bobby. So like we paired on the first two rounds.
Right.
First round, we kind of play our own stuff. How would you say that you kind of shot first round, if you can remember?
Not impressive, but, I think room for improvement, but not horrible either.
Is this a scramble or what's the deal?
No, we just played...
First round is playing your own shots. I know, although some other teams played scramble or best ball.
I think they did, but we didn't.
I like to play my own shot. So that was the first round, and then the second two rounds were best ball.
I'm a great scramble player because
I would attest to that.
I'm
you know how to pound out a drive.
I'm a streaky, I'll have three good and then one or two shots will be bad, but we just don't use those. We don't have
Right.
to.
We
So
don't
it's
have
You
to.
know what I mean?
I'm counting your bread and butter off the tee box, so long as it's not guarded on the left for what it's worth. But if you need 240, 250 in the middle, I got you.
Yeah, I think there's definitely both you guys have played with are very good at partner golf, picking up shots when you definitely need it. So the first round though, I would kind of agree because like Bobby, you and I were kind of like the same. Like we had some good shots here and there.
I had a few sloppy holes.
I'm gonna say I probably shot in the 90s. It wasn't
Low 90s though.
Wasn't fantastic though, but I was feeling good. I obviously had back issues and bullshit dealing with, but coming out that first night is great, man. You just kind of you go right into we're just at the fucking place where playing some N64, a little old school.
They were playing some Pong, just a bunch of different games going on.
Bobby,
throughout
did you
the house.
have the characters unlocked this time for Super Smash or no?
I did not, but hold on. I have issue with this, and maybe someone maybe someone could speak to this. If I pulled out the memory card and put it back in, does it wash? Because I unlocked two of the characters, and then I turned off the game. I turned the game back on later on. They weren't there.
Wasn't the memory card the thing that goes in your controller and not in the system?
There's a small.
There's a rumble pack that goes, and I take that back. Memory cards could also go into the controller.
Both the rumble pack and the memory card goes in the back? I could be wrong.
No, you're right, but I think what it is that the in those games I would feel like unplugging it has something to do, like the power, like you're taking it apart,
Clears
you're
it,
unplugging it from the power source, and the cartridge also. I'm not the cartridge can't save itself, so it has to be saved somewhere, whether it's in the system, in the controller, what have you. But we didn't have it. We took a little bit to unlock the characters.
We unlocked Captain Falcon and who was it?
Luigi.
Which I like Luigi.
I was like, because I had PlayStation growing up. My friends had 64, and I bought one later in life, but I didn't grow like
You
this.
bought a 64 later in life.
Yeah,
That's
for
wild.
sure.
All right,
So,
cool.
but like I said, for PlayStation, you just get the memory card sticks in and everything's on there.
Yep, done.
So we chill night Thursday night. Friday, get up, play golf again. Beautiful day, 74.
We had 3 perfect days.
Oh my god.
Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
And then we
3
jet
days
home
straight
Sunday.
golf. But so Friday, perfect day. For me, up until about 5 p.m. when I passed out, maybe even earlier than that. So I fell asleep, woke up, fell asleep again,
He was out.
slept 8
Were you
hours.
just like hammered or what?
No, what I think what it is that it partially we were passing back a lot of shots. It's a fun thing. You tell the cart girl
we-
like, "Hey,
the
go."
cart girl run up to
Can
him.
you get
Shots
that
of
guy?
What?
That's
Oh
the thing.
yeah, hey,
That's
man,
why I got
listen to this shit. So I got fucking targeted for sure.
targeted.
Gin, vodka. We all did Jaeger.
Ugh.
McGillicuddy's, which is schnapps.
But it's a
And then-
menthol tasting one. I like
I don't
it.
remember if I had a
Rumpelmans.
tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember if I had a tequila, but it
Oh, the
just
tequila's in there too. Yeah.
yeah, it was just a mishmash of fucking
Rumpelmans is rough.
rough stuff.
But we
and
went to the Blue Goose afterwards and had a great fucking meal. This guy was on.
Is that
Like,
a-
Sponsor
is that a
us.
strip club or what?
no,
the Blue Goose.
it sounds like one. Yeah, no, but this guy was locked in with his bacon chicken.
So
ranch.
okay, so
Oh my God.
I mean, but it's
Great food,
a fair point of like when you're playing the round, you're kind of after you're hungry, you got a little bit of booze in you, and you're just like, hey, what's good here? Like I see the chicken bacon, and she was like, yeah, it's good here. Ate it. Potato salad. No offense, wasn't.
Well, it was like
wasn't-
a German potato salad,
wasn't
which I'm
great.
fine with. You know,
But like I'm eating this shit and just hitting me right, and I'm like
it
hydrating
brought him
with the
right
water.
back. Yeah,
I was like, this is fantastic, and then I passed out, and that was
that
it was
for
good.
him the whole night.
But it was good and bad. It was good in that I was actually able to sleep, and Saturday I felt pretty good. The con is that I missed out on the fun on Friday.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed about that.
I get it, man.
Is that when they went to Chuck's?
They went to Chuck's the first night, and then I think they went to Champs and then Champs again.
Okay, so a double dip there. All right.
All right, so then we get to Saturday, which is where all the juice is. Saturday is the fucking championship Sunday. It's fucking everything's ready to roll here. So Saturday we actually played Hawksview in Geneva. I think it's in Lake Geneva.
Yeah, it's a great course, incredible.
Fantastic course. It was the most expensive, but it's expensive for a reason. Very pristine, very nice. You know, everything's kept together.
How expensive?
140,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
130. I
Good
think 130.
lord.
130, 140. But again, it was worth it.
Did you get a
And
blowjob with the fucking 18 holes? Sorry.
no, but I would like to. So the course was great. Round was great. I was paired with Eric, which is
Eric.
Dan Peruski's brother. It's a great time. I think it was me, him, Zach, and Connor. And we just had a great time out. It was
Connor?
fucking
Yeah, Connor's a
solid
new
golf.
guy, yeah.
What was your group? Yours was
So mine Saturday.
yeah,
sorry.
it was Saturday.
Saturday was me and Joe against Dan and Ryan, and
Ah,
then
that's a good
before
group.
that it was me and you against Dan and.
Yeah, Friday golf was great. Danny is a good time
I
golfing.
love my brother, man. He's a party animal, man.
Shout
like
out.
I hate to admit it, like if you had to pick between me and Dan to go out and party with, you're picking Dan. Like I would pick Dan too. I'd be like, yeah, fuck me. You know, like
Yes.
I'm fun, but my brother knows, like he knows
I'll
how to
pick,
draw.
I'll
that
pick you,
attention.
Bobby.
No, I'm just saying he knows how to draw that right type of attention. He's a real cool dude. You could fit in with anyone. So
It was just a good time. It was good foursome, and
and he
then
wore a T-shirt saying "I'm not a cop," even though he
Right,
is a police officer.
that was great.
That was
dude.
funny.
So then we get Saturday afterwards. You kind of like got some beers being. Just sun is out,
Yeah.
perfect day. Playing some of that shit, fucking great.
Yep, this leads us
Now,
to, yep.
so Ryan, I'm gonna ask you a question as
Pinnacle
a resident
here.
smoker here.
All right. I'm excited to hear what's.
So Bobby had
skip the
an
next 30
idea that he was. Yeah, if your mom listens, hey Lori. But Bobby had the idea like very adamantly. Like I want to say like right after we got back from. Honestly, it might even be before we started.
Because I left my blunts in the car or joints in the car for the golf round.
So that probably right after the golf round, he comes to me and goes, "I'm smoking. We're smoking it all. We're smoking the last 3 joints that I have, and we're doing it right in a row." And
Just
I went
between the two of you.
And yeah, so we're really the only 2 guys that smoke. But I
passed it off a little bit on the third one though.
But I said no. Okay, but I said I'm setting up a story.
Yep.
So I say I'm like, okay, that's cool, dude. No problem. We'll revisit. I'm thinking like he's just bullshitting around, and we'll eat. Everybody's gonna feel fine. And then late, like 2 hours later or whatever, hour and a half, he's like, "All right, man, you ready to do this?" And I'm like, "Are you sure?" Now, Ryan, 3 joints in a row at about 5 p.m. Okay, Saturday. So this is the night where like we are gonna go out. Like it is decided you're gonna go out to the bar because everybody kind of gets ready. And then, like, this is a big night to go out. We went to some Champs bar, and there's, like, a shitload of people there.
There's a bunch of other bars around there, too. Some of them more dive bars, but yeah.
Sure. So what is your feelings of doing that, knowing the night? It's not like hey, we're going to go to bed at, like, midnight and just chill here.
No,
we have a flight in the morning or something like that. No, we're just – what do you think? Shout out a can.
Smoking 3 joints back to back to back is just a waste. I would never do. I mean, unless you. I mean, I don't know.
I think he just wanted to get his most out of it. I mean, you're right here. I mean, like, what was the impetus?
That was my thought process. I didn't smoke when we were golfing. I had 3 on the ready, and I was like, I'm not going to not come. Like, you know,
if it was me, I would have had the one between us, and then see how we felt. After that, you know, like how we're feeling.
Okay.
And then if we want to do maybe one more, do one more, and then save one of those maybe until after the bar, or bring it with you, and then like sneak outside and like burn that down.
It's hard. I think it'd be hard to do that in Lake Geneva, Lake Geneva.
Okay, well then, being
just
outside there,
there's a heavy
weed
presence
is
there.
technically illegal
there.
there.
It's illegal there. Okay,
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, outside of the bar, it would not be my preferred to do that. But I get it. You're saying pace it out, kind of see.
Yeah. Well, me and my friend have done that where we were in Chicago and like Wrigleyville, and he brought it with him, and we like walked down the alley.
Yeah.
I get you.
And then we came back, but like it was sketchy, and I get it. Like, so maybe if not, then I would have saved it for after the bar when we were
right. That's a sensible
little
thing
wind
to do.
down,
Sure.
So
kind of thing.
Right. So in agreement, I think we all were just kind of like.
You're gonna be fucked up.
I was like, okay, man, like I'm down, like I'm ready. He was
committed though. He was a Sherpa to this.
I was like, I'm ready to ride the wave with you, my man, because I knew I could handle it. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be high, but at least I can be kind of like, all right, I can do it.
Also, if I'm getting that high, I'm not gonna want to drink. Really, I'm gonna be like,
which I think honestly, I think I spent $50 at the bar, and that was buying a couple drinks for other people.
Too. You got another wrap.
I did get another wrap. It was great. But so like we did it. We went out to the bar, and like we're just chilling at a table here,
right.
And I kind of feel like Bobby, like. He was like kind of like standing around for like a little bit, like at the table. We have some guys sitting, some guys standing. Went to go take a piss, and like Bobby's gone. And I was
fall
like,
asleep in the alley.
Nah.
No, I was just like looking around. So what happened? Like the first, like after we were done, kind of eating and like that, you disappeared. So what happened then?
It was a constant sensation of like I didn't want to remain still. I know that sounds weird, but I was like, all right, I don't want to remain still. And then I just felt like almost like claustrophobic around all the different people, sounds, and smells because everyone had like heavy cologne or heavy perfume. There was a lot
of people there, yeah.
There was a guy cooking up hot dogs. And so I was like, dude, the complexities of this.
You were tripping?
I was, and I was like, fuck it. I just need to walk. So I started to just kind of walk around, downtown Lake Geneva. And I was like, all right, maybe that'll clear my head. I'll come down. I'll get to a better spot. So I came back. Woj called me. I came back. Fucking 5-10 minutes goes in, and it's like almost like getting back on that cyclone ride that spins you around because I'm like, shit, dude, like that same paranoia or like whatever is coming right on back. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just walk it out again. And then it just I wasn't able to shake it, and I just went back.
What was making you paranoid?
It's just there's a lot of people there. We were literally in the smack dab middle of the bar. There's easily probably like
shit.
150 people there, a lot going on. I understand that aspect of it. But where I am coming from, like, is just like I was like looking for Bobby. I'm like, oh, whatever. And I was like, yo, you guys seen Bobby? And they're like, I don't fucking know. Like, whatever. But then again, I saw you come back, and I was like, hey, man, where'd you go? Right? Like you said, I went out, took a walk or whatever. The second time I went up or I grabbed a drink or whatever or turned around, Bobby's gone again. And I'm like, what the fuck? I gave you a call, and you're like, I'm on an Uber on the way back.
I hit a brick wall. I was like, dude, I can't go back into that environment because it's just gonna peak me again.
It's all good, but what I had to give him a little shot in the kidneys.
Great,
I got 4 words I want to hear right now.
Yeah, you were right, Woj.
No,
like that.
I told you so.
Yeah.
Wait, I told you so.
Yeah, that's
there
4.
you go.
No, he came back in, and it was like 12-ish, and like I took a cold shower. It felt great after that. Had a little bit to eat, and I was just like, fuck, dude, now I'm ready to go back out. But like people are coming back in from the bars. So I'm like,
I mean, people only made it to like midnight or 1, but like it was just so funny where I was like, dude, I'm
just talking
I'm ready to
and
go.
And I had to take it.
But it was a thing where like there was a couple every time, and like people like just are like, hey, I'm not going out tonight or blah blah blah. Like it's
we're adults.
Also do your own thing.
Yeah.
Like nobody's getting dragged out to a bar if they're like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I definitely like that aspect. I'll just wrap it up with the bow. I mean, great golf weekend, another success. Can't wait for next year.
You should definitely should have just done the 1 or maybe 2 and save the 1 for later. And then also, I've been in that situation where you're kind of like, not with weed, it was more because of mushrooms. I did one time.
Ooh, that's a different type.
Yeah. Weed just makes me like tired or give me a headache if I do too much of it. I want to sleep. But the only thing else I would have recommended you could have done is maybe like going to eat something. Like,
I tried to eat a hot dog, but then it got ruined with.
Usually that brings my high down.
That celery salt. So the guy like poured a shit ton of that.
That's a weird texture.
And
when
I was
you're
just
high.
like, nah. And someone else was like, "Can I eat?" I'm like, "Yours." And he's like,
I would have grabbed like a soda and like a food, and then like I would have like.
That's the thing though. Like I grabbed some water. I was drinking water, and nothing was really like quelching that.
I think Bobby, you were in the mode of like you don't know how long you've been in one spot. You probably thought it was like, dude, we've been here for 30 minutes when we just got there.
Right. No, time definitely was like kind of subjective at that.
Everybody reacts differently to different tolerances, so I get it. But that's awesome. That's a good story.
Yeah, no, we went hard in the paint, and Woj, I'll say this: he tried his best to keep me, on leash, but I was like, nope, done.
I was your Sherpa. I like.
Yeah, he was my Sherpa, and I didn't make.
I was Sherpa as long as I could until you just left.
Until I didn't go up to the mountain peak, I went right back down. And I was like, fuck this.
All right, no, it's all good.
Next time, maybe.
Next time. So real quick, I'll just talk about it. Like NHL fucking playoffs. It was honestly, again, we've said it before. They're fucking great. Florida and Edmonton, dude. Last game rather. Edmonton's getting their ass kicked, and they just finally had it. All-out brawls. Everybody's grabbed, hugged up, throwing punches. Guys are bloody. Like, refs can't even – there's not enough refs to break up the fight, so some of them are just like, yeah, just fucking get tired and duke it out. Yeah. But I just love the playoffs. Like, the playoffs has got great energy. I don't like the blowout there.
This is the final, right?
This is the championship, Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But it is this thing of like, the comparison right now of NHL to NBA is palpable. And even though now I'm completely on Indiana's side, like Indiana is their series to lose for sure.
Feels like they're a team of destiny almost.
Right. Like it's that. Well, also, dude, when you double Shea, whatever the hell his name is, SGA, like that's the hey man, just let's not have this guy score 40 points. Right. And you other assholes
force him to pass it.
Got to do it, yeah.
At least yesterday's game was a little closer. Right.
I mean, the biggest loss this series has been like 16.
Yeah, game 2 was a blowout for the Thunder.
And again, this is a blowout. But again, it's been a little bit better, but I like the underdog story. I was before like, okay, so he's going to roll this 5-1, 4-1. But again, I'm at least like, if they can make this a 6-7 game series, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, Indiana's been doing what they're doing, just like hanging around till the end.
Hanging around.
This guy right here to the end of the game, then buzzer beater, boom. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's kind of their MO in the playoffs.
You're right, though. Pacers. I think Pacers have the
momentum
at this, and it's theirs to lose. Yeah. Perfectly said.
Yeah, I just want to take a quick detour because we're going to get into. So we had a golf weekend since we last.
Yeah, you went
Ryan.
Yeah, I went golfing Thursday when you guys were gone. I figured I'd take advantage. Not like I didn't have to be
not
here.
Recording.
So
sure.
Well, don't say it like that.
Well, I wanted.
I know it sounds like a chore.
I like to be here,
I didn't have to be with you.
And it's his birthday soon, and we got him all these cool
Since
T-shirts.
I couldn't be here, I was like, well, I might as well take advantage of
I didn't have to be with you
golfing.
fucks.
No, I wanted to be here, but anyway.
No, we got the message.
No.
You don't got to drink with me. You don't got to drink with me.
Sounds a little like backtracking right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
No, I do like you guys, but
Well, you're taking this. I don't know what you're taking it. Anyway.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't like it.
All right, go ahead. Ryan's golf outing.
So yeah, I went to Eaglewood. They had a deal for like I think it was like $33
That's nothing,
plus
man. That's
plus the
awesome.
fees. It was like $37.
Not bad.
I got paired up with this one other guy who was like actually the tea time ahead of me, but I was early and whoever was with him, didn't show. He's like, "Want to just go with me?" I'm like, "Fuck it, sure."
So you went just by yourself, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was only for one, the special too, so I couldn't.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing well, but just I blew it on the back nine. The front nine I had a 46, and I think
That's respectable.
back nine 54, so I ended up with 100, which is kind of
You're
like my
trying to break
average.
the 100,
I'm a
yeah.
95 to a 105, so it's like literally right on there. But like I played well enough to be in the 90s, the low mid to
I mean,
mid 90s.
you've said it a couple times, though, of like not even eliminate, you go from that triple bogey
Yeah.
to a single bogue, you're firmly
That's it,
in the
yeah.
90s, like
Yeah.
96, 97.
I was
so.
mostly like 4s, 5s, and 6s on the front, and then on the back I had like an 8 and a 7, and then that kind of just blew it or whatever for that round. But still, 100 was fine. It was a beautiful day. And then I went yesterday with my brother to Hilldale. Again, they had a deal for like I don't know what, 37 or something, so like $40.
Okay.
We got paired up with these two like high school kids, or like they just graduated, like high school kids, like 18-year-old dudes. The one dude was like using these golf clubs that are way too small for him. He was like my height or taller, and he's using like clubs that like my brother, like not my brother, even somewhat
Yeah,
shorter.
no, I get you.
Yeah. Anyway, so I shot a 104 again. I had a 48 in the front. And a 56 on the back, just a brutal back nine, like an 8.
Was it your putting though, or is it just
No,
like set around
putting
the
is
green?
good.
Your wedge game around the
There was
green.
a couple, like I mean, like out of bounds or something, or
okay.
like
Plop one in the water.
yeah, something like that. And then like maybe like I said, like I got in the sand, took me like instead of 1-2 times on one of the holes, or like there was like that long part 3. It was like 190. I was like I got
The
it
one at Hilldale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one fucking sucks.
I got it like I was stuck on the edge of the green. I didn't put enough on the wedge. It took me like 3 times to get on the green instead of like once.
Ugh.
So it's like 2 shots. It was like a 6 on a par 3. It was like. But anyway, I had a 104. It was fun. It was good getting golf in. We're gonna golf next week, obviously, for my birthday. So
For
that'll
his
be fun.
birthday.
I also saw Ballerina yesterday. It was
Yeah, so anything else on golf? Before
No,
you-
no, no.
Okay. Go to Ryan's
No, yeah,
rating,
really quick. I saw
reels.
Ballerina. It's like an offshoot of
John
John Wick,
Wick, yeah.
like a spin-off kind of thing. He is in it for like 10, 15 minutes.
Who's the...
That was Anna de Armas.
Oh,
She's
nice.
Very attractive.
Now, is this after his supposed death, or what's the timeline?
No, this is during
Okay.
between 3 and 4.
Gotcha.
So there's literally a part between 3 that was like behind, like you would have seen 3. You would have been like when he goes backstage or something, and then there's like another part that's like 2 months later.
Gotcha.
So I assume it's before 4. I guess I don't really remember exactly all the time, but it was entertaining. It was good. I mean, just like a redemption, or a revenge. I'm sorry, story. This guy like killed her dad. Basically, she's going after them. And it's like great action, some cool, innovative, like new things I hadn't
She's
seen.
super hot.
So I enjoyed it. Like if you're going for like a lot of like character depth or story, then you might be disappointed. But if you're just going for like
If you're going for
pure
Wick,
action,
What are you talking about?
I love
You're
that.
going to John Wick
well, I know
for
some
action
people, but
first.
some people get hung up on other things. I'm just saying.
this is like Thunder Gun
Yeah.
equal to.
I think it's absolutely what it is. I'm not comparing on Ballerina, but John Wick in general has like everybody has been like, I go for the action. That's
Right,
all that
yeah.
people have been like, yo, that's
So
sick.
I enjoyed it. It was cool. It had some
Okay.
cool scenes, like a one involving a flamethrower, one involving grenades. It was pretty cool.
Oh, fun! They're moving in.
I saw it in the Dolby, and it looked amazing in the
Oh,
Dolby with
nice.
the color and the sound when the guns were going off. The fucking seat was rumbling and shit. So I had a great time. Thought it was awesome.
Would Ryan recommend?
I would recommend it. Yeah, go see it. If you like action movies, if you love John Wick, I think you would like this. I think you won't be disappointed, so go check it out. Oh, and I also wanted to show my shirts if you quick.
yeah,
Bobby.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
his
do
birthday
that.
coming up.
Bobby got me these for my birthday. I'm wearing one.
Here, I'll
Kramer
hold
on
this.
L. So this one we
This
have.
is Kramer. Here's the feeling good all the time. He's smoking the cigarette, drinking the beer. I got Kirk Van Houten, kind of borrow a feeling from The Simpsons. You know.
If you know, you know.
Billy Bats, Break Up My Party. Goodfellas, one of my favorite. Actually, is my favorite.
We already reviewed that one for sure.
And we also reviewed this. Dazed and Confused, my other second favorite movie. This is Slater. You cool man. So, thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it.
Well, we
dope ass shirts.
I think Bobby won a bet, right? On the Edmonton or something like that.
Edmonton getting to the Stanley Cup that helped to fund this.
So I got an extra shirt out of it, and I'm very happy. They're very awesome, and they look fantastic.
They feel good too. Like
they do.
Redbubble, they do good with sometimes when they're too starchy. Or
Shout out Redbubble.
I love. I'm a big fan of obviously like movies and television, so showing them off on my shirts is a kick for me. I enjoy
good.
quite a
I'm
bit.
happy because you really enjoy the other ones. I was like, hey, let's double down. Let's go nuts with it.
Yeah, but we'll have some stuff for Ryan's birthday coming up, some videos and stuff, and then a pod after is going to be fucking great.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so, and I also took a half day off the next day.
Oh, nice.
So. Smart.
Nice. All right, so we're going to get into the album review. This is mine. It shows Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. Came out in 72. I probably should have that if it's my album.
Right.
I think it was 73, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna double check here live. Let's Get It On. Album was 73 August. I owe myself a buck. Marvin Gaye though, I would classify him probably as an R&B. His main soul R&B, right? Is his main
name
lane.
is the Prince of Soul, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know the nickname per se, but I mean, most famously, however you want to put it. I mean, he was murdered by his dad out
Just
of
shy of his 45th
like
birthday.
a domestic situation at home, and got fucking gunned down. And I mean,
his dad actually he was able to he was able to get rid of the rap. Like he's not charged for murder one. I think he's like involuntary manslaughter. I mean,
however it went down, it's one of those situations where it just was a guy what could have been with Marvin Gaye is because like his voice. I mean, if you don't know Marvin Gaye, you gotta definitely check him out. I mean,
recognize
any of his songs. Now Ryan made a point or a question rather about like is all of his hits on like one album, or is it kind of spread out across them? I would say very much so. Marvin Gaye has like two to four albums where there's like 2-3 bangers on it, certified bangers, and then there's a lot of kind of other good songs, but like there's just a couple hits each album. It's not very well like, hey,
he stays in his lane for what he does, and that's fine. That works. You don't have to be, super diverse if you're good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely so. I'm just trying to paint a picture of like going and being like, all right, I'm just gonna pick up a random Marvin Gaye album. You might be a little disappointed in that, like, oh shit, like this song was great, but then the rest of it.
He had substance abuse problems throughout the 70s, and that was the problem.
I mean, who didn't?
I guess, he had he was
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Exactly, that's exactly right. And then the whole thing with real quick before we go to the album, the whole thing with his father and that whole situation. His father supposedly was very abusive to his mother growing up, and he basically got to a boiling point where, he stuck it, beat the shit out of his dad. His dad, scrambled up the stairs, grabbed a gun, boom, and that was that.
Yeah, but there was some sort of domestic issues with the mother and the father that led to it. But the album though, 73, as Ryan said, the album cover I actually fucking love. It's a little out of focus. It's just kind of him in the studio. He's got some brightly colored kind of shit on. But you start off with a certified banger. I mean, the titular song of the album, Let's Get It On. I mean, I don't even have to ask you guys what your rating is on this.
I have to ask what I'm good at.
Okay, go ahead.
5. Yeah.
Easily 5.
All-time classic, absolute banger.
There's a sequence to this album, though. If you guys haven't picked up on this is like if you are trying to make love to your woman all night, you start this from A all the way to the bottom of this album.
I definitely put on here Baby Making Music for sure.
No, because even at the end, he's like, hey, thank you for the good time. Like, it literally is a wrap-up of the night. So,
I mean, this is always going to be in my rotation of I'm throwing it on. I'm throwing it on in multiple situations. Let's just say that.
But also an all-time soul and sex song for when you want to set the mood.
I mean, it's on. If Marvin Gaye comes out, it's
That
on.
also makes me think of Austin Powers' by Shag Me.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so you move on to Please Don't Stay Once You Go Away. I just kind of said it's a solid drum song, which like normally in soulful R&B, drums aren't like super prominent. And like the funk guitar on it, like I was like, okay, man, just the background, like in Let's Get It On, it's like his vocals. Only that's what you remember. This one is a little bit more like, okay, you remember kind of the instruments, but overall the song, I thought it was kind of like a B-, maybe like a 3.5.
Yeah, that's what I had, 3.5.
I had about 3. Yeah.
Slower, great vocals, like you said, and the funky bass and the bongos. But it's,
the different use of instruments.
no, it's not as it's not a hit like Let's Get It On.
Right.
Where you can just tell. I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely so. All right, moving on to If I Should Die Tonight. Super slowed down song.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that it allows his voice to shine through, really. So I definitely enjoyed it. There's a nice little sax ditty in there, too.
Yes.
I'm going to go 4 on this one. I personally like, again, that it's even more slowed down and, like, again, like we said, baby making music, like you're putting it on, setting the mood.
Yeah. I put slower again, great vocals, mood setter with the ladies, heavier on the drums in this song and the violins. But I gave it a 3. I gave it just a little bit below the other one.
I went 3.5. I thought, like I said, with the saxophone and just
It's good stuff. All right, keep getting it on. Now I'm gonna go to you guys for first takes on this one.
Well, this is an interesting one, Woj, because it just seems like a retread or a continuation of the titular song, the first song. I mean, it sounds good, but also it's the same song we already heard.
Okay, but hold on. Let's put this in context. You guys got it on in the first song. You're having a cigarette. You recharge. By the time this comes back around, boom, round 2.
I honestly, Bobby, I would at least be on board with that. Like that makes logical sense that you could, if you're just playing this A to B
sequence, man.
I will just say it's very lazy.
It's
like,
it's a very lazy.
Hey, what can we do for another song? Keep getting it on.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
Play it again.
I was like, what? It's like a reshoot or something. I gave it. I mean, like if the other song didn't exist,
then
it'd be a 5.
This would be
but
good.
It does. So I gave it I put 3.5 to 4. I don't know. Like I don't mind hearing it again, but like
question
the
mark?
originality makes it like
right, like it brings it down. Like
definitely so.
Yeah.
I would maybe put this at like a 2, if that. But
I'd say 2. Yeah.
It is one that I could easily see skipping.
It's conflicting because it sounds great, but we already heard it. So it's like. That obviously gets subtracted for that. So I agree.
It's like a
Star
Minus
Wars
points.
Cantina band. Play that same song. Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
okay, sure.
All right. So that was the side A 4 songs. Also, we did the original. I know there was like a remastered version in 2002 that had like 4 different sides on it, like 30
I just did the one
songs.
on Spotify from '73, like you said.
Yeah. I'm just telling the general public that the one that we did was just the original with 8 songs. So we got Come Get to This, and that is the actual title.
Yep.
Come Get to This. Don't know what the fuck that means. I do like the beat though. It is a little bit more upbeat. Sax back in the back. I'll probably go 3 on this, but it was a little bit of a lane change.
I gave it a 3 to 3.5. I put heavy on the bass drum kick, but it was all right.
Yeah. Change of pace, taking the exit and popping back on for the next one.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think we all could agree, or I don't know. I'm assuming that nothing is gonna even come close to the titular track. Like that
came out swinging. Yeah,
that's the one.
If I'm being honest, there's a certified banger, and then the rest is kind of like
it's like album filler. Or
yeah,
I don't know.
Like here and there.
Like it's like to me, like all of them showcases great, amazing voice and vocals. It has great
He's got
composition, but it's not always necessarily like catchy, like a hit. Like I don't know if there was like this,
I get what you're saying though.
Like if you ever saw that Temptations miniseries, there's like a scene there where they're like, "Okay, do you like this song? Yes. Would you give up your last like $1 for a meal or for this song?" And then like it'd be like, "Oh no," but like to me, the only one is "Let's Get It On." Like I would give,
right.
You know what I mean?
I got you. Moving on, Distant Lover. I like the it's like a nice little trumpet jazz beats. I do like this like line in there. He's just like, Lord have mercy. I don't know why it just stood out to me. And felt
funny.
really soulful. Again, kind of exactly what you said. The vocals kind of shine through, but the overall song, I would probably give it like a 2.5, 3.
Yeah,
Just not.
this is my least favorite.
Okay.
I gave it 2.
It just doesn't blend with these other tracks. Like now you're talking about A Distant Lover. It's like we're
Well,
trying to.
if you're talking about lyrics, yes, it does not.
I'm a lyric
follow
guy, and I
that.
was like, man, you are just there is a general theme, and then you kind of still in the theme, but you went way off.
I'm just saying you gotta mention that you're talking about the lyrics because it
Yes.
is right in this wheelhouse of his vocals.
No, I
and
know.
stuff
The
like
vocals
that.
are
Yeah,
incredible.
the-
I mean, this whole album, you're not going to be disappointed with the vocals.
No,
period.
definitely.
But great vocals as usual, but it has a weird drum kick sound, like they turned the pitch down on the tambourine or something. I don't know. It was a weird.
Yeah, I couldn't place
It's like
it
a
either.
video game almost kind of thing. Sound was I don't know. I didn't like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, next
Yeah.
one. You sure love to ball, which I'm pretty sure.
Right?
Ball is like an older term
Basketball.
for
I'm
crying.
just kidding.
Yeah, she balling up. Oh shit!
Breaking ankles.
I'm pretty sure that's referring to you sure do love to ball. I maybe I don't know.
I thought that was like like to bang.
to fuck.
I don't know.
Let's-
Seems right on par with this album. Like, dude, you cannot listen to this album out loud if you're just around your family.
You
It'd be
sure
fucking
love
weird.
to testicles is what you're saying.
sure love to ball.
But
Oh, the term ball was slang for having sex. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Either way, it's to me, it's like probably my least favorite. He's got weird lyrics in it.
Yeah, this one's my
and
pass.
and he whispers, sings kinda, and it's just
It doesn't
to
work.
me it's just
I
bad.
actually didn't mind this one. I gave it a 3.5. But the chorus is not catchy enough. Definitely not. But I like the saxophone in it. I don't know. I like it more than the last one, but it's not like a banger or anything.
You can have your.
It's like Prince-esque, but it's not Prince. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying with that? Don't have to. You know, exactly. I can't even do that as well. But
I mean, Prince is a fucking goddamn genius.
Yes.
But watch your mouth. Just to keep you satisfied, I thought like again the strings and like the
is
instrumentation.
this the closer, right?
Yeah, this is the last one. Comes through, and I said, song was still all right. 2.5.
Yeah, I put again the fantastic vocals, great violin use, but again slow and not catchy. 2.5.
I'm saying 3.5 because it's like I said. I think there's a whole sequence to this album. I think it's known, and I think that's the way of kind of wrapping it up, man. I don't know. Even if you listen to the lyrics, it's basically a wrap up. Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
I mean, that was Marvin Gaye.
That's Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on.
You know, we take a little venture down.
What's your guys' favorite Marvin Gaye song? I'm just
Probably
curious.
that. Let's get it on. I mean,
It's his collab with Tammy Terrell. Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Yeah, I would go with
Oh, that's
that, or I
good.
would go with Got to Get It Up, Got to Get Up, Got to Get Up.
And which I will say, but I do not know for sure, is that a lot of these songs were like covered. So I don't know if Marvin Gaye and Tammy that was their original. I just like their version the best. I think
Yes,
that's his best.
absolutely.
There you go. So whose album is
It's
next?
me. And being the next week's my birthday, I'm just gonna do one that I've had circled on the list for a while.
all right, there
We're
it is.
gonna do the Eminem Show.
Eminem Show.
Eminem. That's his third album.
Okay.
All right, we can do it.
Let's do it.
Fuck it up. Let's do it. All right, man. So that's the first
It's the
half.
First half, yep.
Gonna go grab Rehydrate. We're not on some brewskis right now because the weekend kind of kicked my dick in.
Right.
But
it's time to be good to our bodies.
let's go grab some water.
Yep.
And we'll be back in a jiff. In 3, 2.
Like we're in Wayne's World.
Hell yeah.
Welcome back to the Lounge, Journeymen Lounge podcast listeners. I'm your gracious.
We know you missed us from the
I'm your gracious host of this next segment,
Rye
Ryan.
Guy.
And my movie choice was Ocean's 11, the remake from 2001, directed by Steven Soderbergh, with a large ensemble cast.
I mean, can you just run through the
I'll
top
go
11?
Yeah, I'll go through their names, and later on I'm going to go through their characters and their role, if you will.
Okay.
So obviously George Clooney is going to get top billing here. Then you got Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Julia Roberts, Casey Affleck, Don Cheadle, Scott Conn, Elliot Gould, Bernie Mac, and Carl Reiner. And then there's like I forgot the Asian guy's name. He's all Yen. He's important too. Keen Shobo. I don't know how you say
It's all right.
Close enough.
We're moving on.
And then Eddie Jemison plays Livingston Dell.
Livingston.
So this movie is, like I said, released in 2001. It's a remake of the one from the 50s, I believe, which we had the Rat Pack. Or was it the 60s? I forgot when it came out. Anyway, basically it's I'm sorry, I should say it had a budget of $85 million and made $450.7 million. Released in 2001, and like I said, the synopsis of the movie would be, well, a brief synopsis would be that Danny Ocean is a con man of sorts, and he's in jail, and as soon as he gets released from jail, he has a plan to do a heist involving robbing 3 casinos at the same time, which are the Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand, all owned by one person, Terry Benedict, played by Andy Garcia. And the reason we find out later, besides obviously all the money involved and all the things, is that Terry Benedict is dating his ex-wife, played by Julia Roberts, ex-wife Tess. So he has a little extra motivation and an axe to grind in that as well. And it's about him recruiting his 10 other guys. Well, first it's 9 other guys, and it becomes 10 other guys, starting with Brad Pitt, and like I said, Bernie Mac, et cetera, et cetera. And all of the guys have different jobs in the heist, things and roles that they need to accomplish the overall mission.
I was just going to point out, like, the reason he needed to have 11 guys is because the mission is so complex.
Yes, it's an over-the-top.
This isn't a smash and grab.
Yeah, exactly. Well said, Bobby. So, like, it's a lot of planning and practicing and scheming and deception. And
plot twist, yeah.
Yeah, and some plot twists, and we'll get into the full thing of it later. But that's basically the plot of it. They're
robbing a casino,
robbing
vault.
the 3 casinos at once, the big vault.
Right.
It's fucking awesome. It's really good. It's a funny movie. It's got great comedic interactions and timing. Great actors, great direction. Just like everything you'd want in a movie. And
it really is.
It's an all-star cast of actors.
Can I ask a question? Soderbergh is normally known for more writing.
Well,
right?
he had this is like in his prime right now.
I know he's directed other movies besides this, but I thought he has more credits as a writer.
Yeah, I think so. He's got he's got some a good amount of directing too, but I think maybe he specializes more in that. I mean, at this time, he had Out of Sight with George Clooney, and then he came off of the year before doing Aaron Brockovich and Traffic, which both were Oscar winners and nominees.
Traffic was solid.
So he's I think that won Best Picture that year. So he's like in his prime at this point, and that's when they decided to remake the Oceans trilogy or movie, and then they made it a trilogy eventually. Oceans 12, Oceans 13, and later on they had the spin-off with the
Oceans
women.
9 or
Oceans 8.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. We can talk about that later. But anyway, yeah. So I guess my question for you guys would be, what is your experience with this movie? When did you first come to see it? Is it one that you've seen a bunch? Do you like it? Whatever. Give me something.
I'll start it off. I saw this movie when it came out in theaters with my family. It's been, I think, one of those blockbuster, every other time we might have grabbed this one. It's a fantastic movie, and you know what? I'm not a big Clooney fan, but him and the ensemble, it all feels so real. It feels like real relationships and it's believability of some of these people. So I don't know, I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably be in the same path of this is probably a family movie just because the nature of it, it was probably a PG-13. Honestly, I couldn't really tell you.
I think it's gotta be that.
Too much swearing or violence or anything like that. It's probably a very, family-friendly movie to go to for sure. So probably right around 2001. I would have been like 10, 11. Liked it right from the get-go, and then this has definitely been a frequent TV movie for a number of years. I own the trilogy. I enjoy all three of them for the simple answer of the
It's a heist.
complexion of the the layers of the heist. Like you said, Bobby, it's not a snatch and grab job. It's like, hey, we're doing this. Brian will obviously talk about the big plot twist in this one. But again, all of the movies are in this vein of like ensemble cast. Hey, we got to fucking do this heist or get this shit. It's layered.
Absolutely, yeah. For me, I don't know, like, I know, like, this is one of the first DVDs I ever owned. And so I got it when it came out. So, like, but I don't remember, like, seeing it in the theater, but I don't know why I wanted the DVD. But I ended up with the DVD for however. Maybe it was one of those things Woj was on TV and I caught it and I'm like, oh, I want to own this or something. Not really sure. But
I'm surprised you didn't bring your DVD here.
I should have. It's yeah. And I also do have the trilogy as well. I bought that. Although I only really like the first one. I mean, that's not say I like the third one. I think the second one's okay, but to me the first one is like on a different level. I love the first one. I only return to the first one generally. I've only seen the other two maybe like once, but yeah, it's just so great. Like the cast is like an all-star cast. Like the chemistry they have together. When you can get Brad Pitt as your number 2 guy, you're in good shape. You know,
right?
Like, he's just like on fire in this movie. The way it's directed is so sleek, and the way it looks, and like you really feel like Bobby said, like the group has like a bond,
Right?
You know, like they're really friends, and everybody. While they all, like, you know, one guy might have more money than this guy or do this, but they all have different roles where they all need each other to accomplish the end goal. And like Woj said, there's a big twist.
There wasn't a big ego thing either among them.
No.
It wasn't like any one person thought that they were above.
And they're really funny, all the different characters. So like their interactions, like when, you know, for example, like Scott Kahn's character talking to Carl Reiner's character, the one person's like, hey, Saul, you should come out to Utah. I think you'd thrive in Salt Lake or whatever. I don't know. Just like the interactions you get. It's just like all timer, like rewatch. Like you can always like revisit this.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whether it's for the comedy with the characters in between, or like Woj said, the overall plot of the heist and the layers and the complexity, it's always good. So I'm gonna go over the cast, their roles in the heist, if you will.
Sure, yeah, their jobs. Let's go.
So George Clooney plays Danny Ocean, an ex-con. He's the one who establishes the idea for the heist. He's the planner, if you will. He's the leader on it. He's a con man of sorts, where he has different skills like pickpocketing or smooth talking his way out of situations, seeing the big picture.
And he has a lot of contacts in the
He's
the
a lot
underbelly.
of friends, and clearly has money to pay people off, and there's some money, not like a lot, but
enough to have some sway.
he has relationships, like as Bobby put it. Then we're introduced to Bernie Mac's character,
Love him.
Frank Catton. He's a discredited croupier and con man, so he has to have like a fake identity to work in the casino.
Dealer.
And George Clooney picks him up in the first casino and tells him he's got a job, and then he transfers to so he's like the inside man, basically.
It's a very much we're getting the band back together, but not like, hey, we've done job. Like they just are all criminals. Like they all know each other.
Bernie Mac's character is like the inside man. He's the guy who works at the casino, gets all that background. Like there's like a security guy he gets info on, so they can get. He
gets a lot of exposure.
Card.
Yeah.
Then there's a whole thing we'll get into later with him and Matt Damon. That's the way they get the codes. And then you got Brad Pitt's character, Robert Rusty Ryan. He goes by Rusty. He's Danny's like best friend and partner in the crime. He's also
Shark.
A big part of the planning. He kind of does what Danny does, basically.
I would say Rusty is definitely a jack of all trades.
Yes.
He kind of does a little bit of this, whatever he feels.
Like Danny came up with the idea, but then Rusty has to like execute it, kind of, where
he's the wheels of the.
He's the one who gets kind of all the people, or has the idea of who to get.
And I think this is the kind of thing of like Rusty is playing kind of like the queen. Right. And I think I'm using this right.
Yeah.
The queen is the one that
she can do more things.
She can do whatever, right? And then Danny is the king.
Right.
That all eyes are on him.
Yes.
That's the prize. Like, and then you kind of see him working the puppetry behind. Sorry, that was a great analogy.
It's almost like I would say like
10 points for Gryffindor.
Danny is like the owner, the president of the team, but Rusty's like the GM, where he got to make the moves happen and things. You
nice,
know?
great. This is great analogies. Let's go.
All right.
Then you got Elliot Gould's character, Ruben Tishkov.
Ruben.
He's the financier.
He's the bank,
Yeah,
the
he's the back
financier.
roll.
He's the one who provides all the capital for them to do the heist.
And stage the heist.
Like they have to practice it so they get an exact replica of the vault. And if they ever need, like, they have to buy a couple of vans or.
I mean, he's for sure setting up the money because, as you said, like Danny's probably got money. He doesn't got
Ruben money.
millions upon
Yeah,
millions.
Ruben's been in the game for a while.
And
yeah.
Ruben owned a casino, and that's why he wants to do it. They specifically picked these casinos also because Ruben hates Terry Benedict as well.
He has
'cause
a lot of enemies.
He made him sell him his casinos and I think like undercut him basically or
Sure.
took him out, if you will. Then you got the two brothers, the Mormon brothers. Casey Affleck plays Virgil Malloy. Scott
Malloy.
Conn plays Turk Malloy. And they're both like mechanics, but honestly, in the group, they're more of like kind of like the pawns if we're going by chess. They're like the guys. Oh, we need these two guys to cause a distraction. Oh, we need these two guys to play security guards.
Kind of a wheelman too.
Yeah,
I guess,
they're like
you know.
utility men.
Utility men, and I would also argue they're very kind of forgettable, where you wouldn't like
That's a good thing to
security
be.
guard and
Yeah.
like you can just kind of move between.
Yeah, and they're very like annoying because they like to argue with each other, but it works out because it causes distractions.
You're a
and-
balloon boy.
A balloon boy. Then we got Eddie Jemison, who plays Livingston Dell. He's the electronics and surveillance expert. So he's the guy who's like
He's your IT.
the man in the tower, setting up the cameras, setting all the wires and everything up to watch out for everybody. Then you got
They're like hawks with cam.
Don Cheadle plays Bashir Tarr. He's the explosives expert. And in this movie, Don Cheadle has a British accent,
It's called like Cockney.
which
Cognate, yeah.
is notoriously kind of bad, but I love it.
It fades in and out,
Yeah,
but whatever.
he even would tell you himself it's not great, but I think it lends to the charm of the
Whatever.
movie.
I enjoy it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I
Yeah.
think, like,
I think it works though because he only does some shorter sentences. If he was doing like a dialogue of like 7-8 lines, you'd definitely start hearing it more.
His job is to knock the power out for whatever he can do. It ends up being like 30 seconds.
And sorry, just because I'm nerding out
Sure.
in this movie. So their initial thing was that they were going to hit the power from like the sewers or
Right, that
whatever,
was
like the
connected-
main line
yes.
basically. And they did it on accident. The
When they-
casinos,
When they exploded Ruben's old casino.
right when they did the explosion. So they were going to do this thing, and then they had to switch it up, and now they're like doing what's it called? Like
It's called a pinch.
but yeah, it's basically
Electromagnetic
an
pulse.
electromagnetic
Yes.
pulse that will take out any.
So they end up having to steal
Electronic
this thing
equipment,
from a college, and then it knocks out, instead of the power, just the casino, the whole city loses power for like 30 seconds or whatever.
Right.
Then you got, I don't know if I'm saying his name again, Keen is Quin.
Just go with it.
Shabo, the amazing Yen.
Yep.
He's
Shabo.
the grease man, as they call him. He's the guy they're going to stick. He's a little Asian man. They're going to stick him in the vault in this, like, I don't know how you would describe it, like a...
It's like a push cart with
Yeah.
where you
Chassis.
you would keep
push
like
cart, yeah.
valuables like the
Yeah.
cash
A moving
cash
safe.
cages at casinos definitely use them.
So they can, he
move
can
money.
fit in anything, and he can jump and contort his
He's
body.
acrobat,
He's a
yeah.
contortionist.
Yeah.
So he has to get in once he's inside the vault, he has to jump from the thing to the other side to put the explosives onto the door so they can get in to get the money. Basically, that's what.
And this vault is also 20 stories or
underground.
20 stories underground, and then on top of it, the elevator shaft is like
got
every single part of the heist is like, this is the most advanced security. As soon as you trip anything, it shuts
If there's
down.
a
locks
golfer,
you
they'll
in.
know
Yeah,
about
they
it.
got to get the 3 codes, which are changed every day. So first they got to swipe those from Benedict, and then they have to put those in to get into the elevator, and then knock the power out so they can scale down the elevator with the sensors and the
Right.
floor. And then there's 2 guards down there, and then they got to
Armed
explode
guards,
the
yeah.
vault,
And then blow up the
and they
door.
gotta, and then on top of that, they got to figure out how they're going to take all this money and just leave the casino in
Right.
the middle of
How
the,
you gonna take
the
it
night
out?
or whatever.
Hey, you still got to plan
Yeah.
that you're still in the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah.
That leads us to our lines. Are we getting to lines?
No,
soon?
no, I'm not
okay.
done yet.
Too
No,
easy.
let's pump the
no.
brakes. Pump the brakes. We're
Carl Reiner, Saul Bloom. He's the elderly
Saul,
con
yep.
man. He's kind of like an older Danny or Rusty, I guess. I don't know, but he's more of like an actor.
Is this
Rusty.
just kind of like a last hurrah thing? That's why
I
they're
think
getting
so.
him
Or
involved?
it's got to be.
Because to me, it's like aside from him playing a whale and getting that, I don't see his real value as a. Because I believe he's the term the Ella Fitzgerald.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, he's an experienced, like an actor, con man, where he's like done this many times. He's a pro. He's in Cooperstown, as Rusty puts it.
Yeah.
And it works for the heist because he has like a
You have a
fake
role
heart
to
attack.
play. Yeah,
I mean, I
you have
guess
a role to
anybody
play.
could have done technically, but
I think it's more though the last hurrah. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we want to get you paid. Who would like 11? What is their breakdown? Like a cut 11 mil or something like that.
yeah, whatever it is.
Let's hook this guy up with
11 mil
11
apiece,
mil.
yeah.
And then you got finally for the last rounds out the crew, Matt Damon. His line is Caldwell. He's a pickpocket who helps out Danny. He's kind of like a protege almost of sorts, I guess. Like where he's newer in the game, but he's got skills. He plays a role where he has to play a gambling associate, whatever commissioner.
The Nevada Gaming Commission,
and
like
NGA,
representative.
He has to have the sleight of hand,
NGC,
the light touch to get the codes, and he's very important in that. And then finally, I got the last two. We Andy Garcia as Terry Benedict, who's the owner of the casino, and Julia Roberts as Tess, who's Danny's ex-wife and Terry's now girlfriend.
There it is.
Cool. All right, so let's get into let's go into scenes. I'm gonna start us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Scenes. I love Rusty's introduction, the celebrity poker game.
That's fucking funny.
At the time, you got all the basically WB, kind of TV or teen movie people.
Yeah, Shane West. You had Joshua Jackson, Topher Grace, Holly Marie Combs.
Yes.
Look at you,
and
rattling
Barry, whatever from Seventh Heaven was his name. Barry.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, he said it. Joshua Jackson.
Joshua Jackson.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, Topher Grace, all them, and Rusty's teaching him how to play poker, and
they
they're
don't
all
know a damn thing.
terrible, and he's visibly annoyed and just.
I'll give a quick example. The one guy's dealing to the right, and
yeah, he's like deal 11. Then Barry wants to give him 4 cards back. He's like, if you have to give 4 cards, you put your cards down. You're out. You're out.
Barry Watson.
Yes, from Seventh Heaven.
Yeah, Barry Watson.
And there's also a funny. I was gonna say he is. Shane West hit me. And he's like, it's not blackjack,
Yeah.
Shane. And then
Topher Grace lays him down. He goes,
Yeah.
all red. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting high fives.
oh my god! And then before that, Topher Grace asks him too if he can. He's like, hey, can I give you a check and I can do a tax write-off? Then I can. He's like, oh, we'll just do cash. Yeah, we'll just do
cash works.
Cash works.
Check.
And also in that scene too, in between the Rusty goes out to the bar and he's like talking to the bartender. He's like, how's the game going? Longest hour of my life. What? I'm running away with your wife. Great. And he gives him the thumbs up with a smile. And then when he comes back, of course, Danny's in the poker, and they kind of hustle the
They
TV
hustle
people.
those, yeah.
Oh, he's like
celebrities.
setting him up. He's like, this is a classic bluff technique. And then he goes in for $3,000. He pulls up
Well,
4
time out. What are
nines.
you saying wasn't inaccurate? Like a guy who comes, some of the things he said obviously are still true in most games,
Right.
but he obviously knew these people didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. So, it took him to
That's a really funny scene. It's really cool that they got all those actors at the time to play themselves in it. It's,
Yeah. Definitely
it's a
ups
nice
it a
touch.
little
And then
bit.
basically after that, they just they start. Danny tells Rusty about the plan, and they start putting together the team.
I like the shots that Soderbergh uses when he's following kind of one person. It's it's not really extended, but it is just kind of through the scenery of the thing. They're just kind of focusing on that one person though. I know I'm kind of just generalizing, but again, I think he does it very well. The 3 most successful robberies in Vegas, where Ruben's telling him, I wish I could remember it, but the most successful one was the guy got out the door, he smelled fresh air, and then he got gunned down.
Yeah,
the line.
the whole the 3
was
most successful robberies.
The first one was the guy grabs the lockbox in the 50s. He gets 2 feet and he gets tackled to the floor. The next one is in the late 60s or 70s. He's like, and that guy tasted air before he got
He got a Billy
breathing.
Club.
He got a Billy Club to the nose.
Now he breathes through a tube.
He's the last guy. He actually made it out the casino, but he's they came, they saw, they come. And he got
shot.
shot.
No. Fuck, what is it?
Or he came, he saw, they conquered, is what he says.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So then the guy, he gets shot while running out all this money in the middle of the strip or whatever.
Right.
The whole we're talking about the Reuben thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had that for a table if you want to do
You
that.
want to do it? Let's do it.
Okay. It's the first one I gave you guys. Reuben, Rusty, and Danny. So there's 3 of us.
Okay.
You want me to be, I don't know, whatever you guys want.
I'll go Reuben. I like Reuben.
Okay.
Reuben.
I'll be Danny.
Yeah, I only got Explosives Cop and Saw.
No, you got the one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I sent to the group.
I understand that. It did not come through. So why don't you guys just do it?
I got the Reuben as Danny
I'm
and
telling
Rusty.
you, I'm looking at my phone. It just does not come through. So
This is what I have as my first.
why don't you guys just do it then?
All right. I just sent it again, but okay.
All right, well then I'll be what, Reuben and Danny?
I'll just do both of them. It's fine.
Okay, so I'm just Reuben?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As Danny and Rusty are leaving Reuben's house after lunch, give Dominic your addresses. I got some remanded furniture I wanted to send you. Look, just out of curiosity, which 3 casinos did you geniuses decide to rob?
It's the Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand.
Those are Terry Benedict's casinos.
Is that right? That's right.
You guys, what do you got against Terry Benedict?
What do you have against him? That's the question.
He torpedoed my casino, muscled me out. Now he's going to blow it up next week and make a way for some gaudy monstrosity. Don't think I don't know what you're doing.
What are we doing, Reuben?
If you're going to steal from Terry Benedict, you better goddamn know this sort of thing used to be civilized. You hit a guy, he'd whack you. Done. But with the Benedict, at the end of this, he'd better not know you're involved, not know your names or think you're dead, because he'll kill you and then he'll go to work on you.
So we're going to be very careful, very precise. Well funded.
Yeah, you got to be nuts too, and you're going to need a crew as nuts as you are. So who have you got in mind?
Yeah.
So who have you got in mind?
And
I love
Elliot
Reuben.
Gould's really or Gould. Is it Gould or Gold?
Elliot Gould.
All right, Elliot Gould is fantastic in this movie.
Yes.
He's really great.
Is it good or gold?
It's like Robbie Gould. They used to be Gold.
Robbie has always been good as gold.
You know, when he first came, he was Gould, and then he got good. And he's like,
Fuck you, Gould.
He was. I'm just saying.
No, it's fine. All right. Scenes. I like, obviously this is generalized, but like the intro scene to each member, like as they're kind of describing them and then setting up, because like then
The
there's
whole
like
arrest scene,
there's like the actually there's like meeting them for the first time, and then like the contact of like their first time kind of like being together.
Oh yeah, I for sure.
Yeah.
I specifically like the Mormon Bros introduction.
Oh, it's fantastic.
When so Scott Conn is in like a monster truck, and he's like a beard and like glasses and slicked back hair, and then you got Casey Affleck who's like standing outside with a remote control little exact replica of the monster truck.
Yeah.
And they're gonna race, and he's like laughing, and he's like, waiting on you, sweetheart, or whatever. He's like, come on, just go.
He's like, go. Why don't you go?
And he's like,
oh, you got the line?
I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm gonna drop you like third period French.
Dude, fantastic.
And then they start, and then the little remote control car takes off, and Scott Conn starts, and he realizes like about toward the end he's gonna lose, so he just swerves and runs the toy car over.
So great.
And he's like,
laughing like an asshole. I
and
love
Casey
it.
Affleck is just in disbelief. They're like part of my favorite guys this entire. Every time they're on screen, it's so funny.
Comedic, definitely presentation there.
Of another intro, we got Livingston in the van. The FBI guy's gonna zoom in on his shot, and he's like, "Don't touch that." Why? Do you see me taking gun out of your holster and waving it around? He's very offended. They want to touch his stuff.
He's so persnickety, but he plays it perfect. Like you said, Basher. That's one of your favorites.
Yeah, we got the. We're gonna read with that, but really quick. Yeah, Basher. He's robbing the bank, and
you got the lines there?
Yeah. All right, chaps, hang on to your knickers. And he triggers the bomb, and it goes off. And he's laughing.
Oh, hold on. The one where it goes off, though. Are you saying when he...
Where he gets
yeah, I'm doing it right
arrested.
now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I cut you
Okay.
off. My bad.
He's laughing, and he spins and dances into the vault, and then the alarm goes off because the guy didn't get the trip.
More
He's like,
sensors there.
oh, leave it. You tossers. You had one job to do. And then, so I'll get into this table read right here. I'm gonna be Rusty. Who wants to be? We got the cop, and then we got Basher. Who wants to be Basher? What would you have?
I'll be Basher.
Bobby, you got the
I'll
cop.
be the cop then.
All right. And this Rusty is now. I'm sorry. Basher is now being taken away in handcuffs and about to be arrested, and Rusty is attempting to break him away.
He basically comes in as like a detective, going like, "Hey, I need to."
He impersonates an ATF agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I'll start. This starts with me, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's all you used in this event. Nothing else?
Hang on. Are you accusing me of booby trapping?
Well, how about it?
Booby traps aren't Mr. Tar's style. Isn't that right, Basher? Peck, ATF. Let me venture a guess. Simple G-form mainliner, background quick fuse with a drag under 20 feet? Yeah. Let me ask you something else. Did you search this scumbag for booby traps on his person? I mean, really search him, not just for weapons. Stand back.
Oi, here we go.
Go find Griggs. Tell me when you see him.
Who?
Just find him, will you?
Go pitter-pattering away. Yeah.
Hey, Bash.
Hey, Russ.
How fast can you put something together from what I just slipped you?
It's done.
I didn't see you again.
Hey, is Denny about?
Yeah, he's right around the corner.
Oh, that's terrific. It'll be nice working with proper villains again.
And the thing explodes. Everybody down now!
They weren't expecting that shit.
Nice work.
Oh, thank you.
Basher is great in this movie. The whole thing is funny. He's like,
all of his lines are fucking
I don't know why it gets me that line where he's like, go get Griggs, will you? He's like, who? Just go find him, will you?
I like, man, the Ollie. Oh, leave it out.
Leave it out.
It's such an English fucking thing to
you
say.
tossers.
Yeah, that's good.
Then we,
okay, last.
We got Yen at the circus.
Linus in Chicago.
Saul at the dog track.
Yeah. I just thought you were mentioning all the intros.
Then Linus in Chicago. They were like, "Do we think 10 ought to do it?" And he's like, "Nah."
He's just sitting there like this. I know.
All right, we'll get 11.
You think we need one more?
Linus,
Okay, we'll get one
he
more.
pickpockets a guy, and then Danny pickpockets him.
Yes, that's cool. Yeah, on the subway.
It's a great intro.
Yeah, or whatever
He's like, nice
Metro.
Paul, meet me
Metro.
at,
Matt Damon's character Linus pickpockets a guy, and then Danny pickpockets him right back and tells him to meet at Emmett's
Leaves
pub.
a card,
With his
too.
card.
Nice
Like
pull.
Yeah.
Emmett's pub.
Emmett's pub. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, whoever wants to go.
Well, my scene, like I said, when they...
Yeah, sorry. It goes right with the scene.
Okay.
So that pickpocket scene, it's like slow mode, and then it's got the main theme over it.
Yeah, the way they
Yeah, the
that's
music,
my god, dude! But the slow mo part of it on the train,
It's like
and,
do 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 do.
oh,
do,
so
do,
great.
do,
Sorry,
do.
I just want to.
No, that's
No,
good.
you're right.
You're right. You're 100%.
That had such a good feel
it's
for this. Like, this is
different.
the Ocean's 11 type of feel, right
It's just
there.
different than any other intro.
And it really showcases like the way he does it. He like leans in and it pauses, and then it like kind of like it really shows it well.
One of my favorite scenes, and it's a one-liner from this, is when they start to construct the fake or demo Bellagio vault, and you have, hey, you're going to be in this thing. You have 10 minutes of air, and you got to get from this spot over there, which is like, what?
10 feet.
10 feet away, without touching and without making a noise. How do you do it? So Yen has to do like a backflip from the center position off to one of the racks on the end. And you have Bernie Mac and everyone else sitting there as Tent says he shorts it. 20.
Yeah.
And he manages. He fucking flies.
He sits his ass right on there. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he does a backflip, lands right on it.
I would also go with the balloon boy distraction. They're covering up the
So
cameras
good.
so that they can get
I have that, by the way. If you...
Livingston in. The quote there, or just
Yeah, the balloon thing.
as a table read?
No.
I could.
No. It's fine. I like the one thing, or the Turk is Scott Conn. He fucking just starts laughing at the guys. He's like, "You're a balloon boy."
Or like, but the story's like, "Watch it, bud. Who you calling bud, pal? Who you calling pal, friend? Who you calling friend, jackass? Don't call me jackass. I just did call you a jackass." Really funny.
Nice.
Yeah. I got for sure Bernie Mac behind the vans at the dealership.
Yeah.
Is really funny. He's like,
Strong arms.
What was your name
literally.
again? Billy Tam Denim. Denim like the jean. He's-
When he's shaking that
He's
guy's
shaking it,
hand
and
and he
he's shaking it.
brushes it.
You moisturize?
yeah.
See, my sister uses aloe vera.
I've tried all sorts of moisturizers. I even went fragrance free for a whole year. Now my sister, she used some kind of aloe vera, little sunscreen in it. And ideally, we should all wear gloves when we go to bed. But I found out that creates a kind of interference with my social agenda. You know what I mean? And while he's doing this, it's like
He's squeezing
the shit out of his
guy's
fucking hand, and he gets him to go like $2,000 less or whatever.
He's like, you do that for me?
There's also the point where, but like in that quote though, where he's like, "You actually are supposed to wear gloves to bed, but you know that would interfere with my activities."
Social agenda.
Yeah. Sorry.
Exactly.
I got the demolition of this is again a quick shot. Is the demolition of the building scene?
Yes.
Everybody turns to look at it, and you got Linus and Danny
Facing,
staring straight ahead.
Yeah.
It's fucking so well done.
I had that for one of the cinematic shots. Absolutely.
I'm kind of just mixing them in.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I agree with you. That's fucking awesome.
Rusty explaining Linus the ins and outs because now Linus has to step up, and he's like, "Where are you gonna look?" And when you're lying to
don't
him,
look
he's
down.
like, No, don't look down. You look up, it means nobody.
You don't know.
You look down, they know you're lying.
You
Up,
look-
they know you don't know the truth. Don't use 7 words on 4 will do. Don't shift your weight. Look always at your mark, but don't stare. Be specific, but not memorable. Be funny, but don't make him laugh. He's got to like you, then forget you the moment you left his side. And for God's sake, whatever you do, don't under any circumstance. Russ, come look at this. Sure.
And he walks
Dude.
away.
Linus's face right there is so great. He's like, "Oh."
So good.
What do you got, Ryan?
I got Basher needs the pinch to knock out the city's electricity. And they go to
But
steal.
him
They go to
explaining it to them?
No, when they well, that is funny. Yes, and then he's like, "We're all in Bonnie, rubble, Bonnie, rubble, trouble." Little Cockney shit.
I like when he covers his nuts when the
Yes.
pinch goes off.
I was gonna say before the stealing of the pinch when he's like they're all going in there and then like Linus is left behind. He's like, "Don't leave me with these guys." It's the brothers.
Yeah, the brothers are
they're
just
arguing.
annoying
He's
as
like,
shit.
"All right, who what I have it here?" Hold
But
on.
he's an absolute fucking liability. Why would you go into the building when they already have that already like squared up?
They're playing 20 questions. Like, are you a man?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, 19.
Are you alive?
Yes, 18.
Evil Knievel.
Shit. He's like, "Stop touching me. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you."
Like just two brothers going at it. I love it.
And then that winds up costing Yen his hand because they have to pull the van back, and Linus is jumping out the building, and then he gets his hand caught in the door, which
slams
shut. And then which eventually later in the heist will affect it because he gets his hand stuck again in the thing when they're about to blow the door, and he's going to be dead. But they don't have the batteries or whatever.
I like the battery scene. I was just about to mention it. So they're about to do the explosion. Batteries are dead. Linus is just like, you lose
sight for 1 minute in this game.
Yeah, and whatever. But like he pulls the battery. I just like that little 2-second scene.
Click, click. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be general again. The reveal, as you start to see the plot coming together and why they're building the.
I had the heist.
The heist in general is always great. Are we gonna do cinematic shots or just?
I was gonna just mention really quick the heist, which is all the quickly like you got Danny in the room with the biker. So he has like an alibi basically, and then he actually wind up he knows the biker, so he's faking for him so he can go through the ceiling tile and secretly meet Linus in the elevator. And Linus has no idea because they think he's off the job after he's been red flagged at the casino.
Right.
Then you got as Woj said, Basher covering his nuts before detonating the pinch. Linus portraying the gambling commission guy with Benedict and Bernie Mac's character, and then Bernie Mac calls him like racist and shit. And then
should I just do the quote right there?
Sure.
White Jack.
He's like, "What do you want from me, man? You want me to get up on the table and dance, shine your shoes? Want me to smile at you? Because you definitely won't let me deal the cards. Might as well call it White Jack."
Yeah.
And then my favorite, I will do this till the day I die. It's just like so subtle. And just doing this. It's like, oh man, I love it. It's the greatest. Bernie Mac, man, what
so
a fucking
good.
goddamn
R.I.P.
great actor.
They need that distraction so Linus can run, so he can get scared and pickpocket Terry Bank to get the codes. So it's all set up that way. And then you got Yen in the vault. He actually overhops the thing.
He
almost
overshoots
falls.
it. Yeah.
Then he said he gets his hand caught in the thing.
And he had to catch the briefcase before it hit the sensors.
So it blows up.
Danny and Linus, and then Saul passes out. You got Dr. Rusty comes in. Then Rusty makes the call to Terry Benedict, tells him, "We'll blow up half your money if you let half."
And sorry, one quick important note is that earlier in the movie, Linus is able to impersonate a repairman he is able to get their feed to basically cut it.
Livingston,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Livingston is able to then get the feed.
He taps into the feed.
And then as soon as he is in the perfect moment, he makes
switches
Linus invisible so that they don't know he's down there.
right? And then later on, they'll flip the cameras back to show what actually happened to Terry Benedict. And anyway, so then Saul passes out. Doctor comes, and the doctor's actually Rusty. So
he plays a lot of parts in this.
Tells them we'll blow up half the money if you let half the money go. And then they call the SWAT team, but and this is the big twist, the SWAT team is actually the Ocean's 11 crew. That's how they're going to get the money out. And
Livingston intercepts the call.
Yes.
They show up in a SWAT van.
Yes.
And then they are packing up the money.
Yes.
And then they walk right out the front door with the bags, which we'll get to
And the money that they thought exploded or whatever, which they did explode, I think just like flyers or fake money. But they when they made the practice vault, they used that footage to loop into the security.
Right.
So they didn't realize until the Bellagio logo is not in the middle of the floor. Like, we've been duped or whatever.
Right.
And then Danny also uses this against Terry Benedict to get Tess back.
Basically saying, if you could give up everything to get your money back,
would you give up Tess if I could get, and then he's like, yeah, or I know somebody I can help you.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I know a guy.
Yeah, he knows a guy.
And then Tess sees it on the camera, and she's, of course, upset, and now is back with Danny by the end of the movie again. And that, actually, the end scene is pretty good, too, when they pick up Danny from prison. It's kind of a little funny little things. But, yeah, that's basically the movie.
I like the interaction where he actually jumps in, he traces Tess down, he has dinner, and then, Benedict comes around, and he just, continues on, but both of them are playing their cards, just smoothly, oh, I see everything that happens in my casinos. All right, so I should put the towels back? No, the towels you can keep.
I mean, and then obviously the ending is one of my favorite scenes, honestly, in movie history.
With the Bellagio.
Them in front of the Bellagio with the fountain going, and and then one by one they kind of peace out, and we'll talk about the soundtrack in a bit, though.
Yeah, that's definitely a good shot. I had that one as
well. Whatever else cinematic shot you had.
I had Rusty and Danny driving after the poker game.
Yes, dude.
So Steadicam that's hooked up to the back of the convertible, and it's following them into the parking lot around the corner. And then you can see all the Vegas, the lights, the strip. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
The intro to Vegas when they go through. It's like a classic Vegas intro, but I always love it. They go through kind of all the neon lights, and they're doing. I think the Elvis. Again, we'll talk about soundtrack. Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
No, that's okay. And then, we already mentioned when the casino gets demolitioned or whatever, demolished.
There you go.
And
it's a scheduled
only the two people, the only two guys don't turn are Danny and Linus. That was a great one too. I definitely think.
I didn't mine. I enjoyed the shaft where they drop down, and then afterwards the power comes back, and they're like,
yeah.
Oh shit! That it worked.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's crazy. They almost didn't make it too because there's only 30 seconds or whatever. I forgot about that.
He's like, and these things are supposed to hold us. Yeah, they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous trusting myself to some wire like that.
Let's go to quotes. If any we've missed that we want to get to,
let's do it.
Now's the time. Let's go.
Okay, I is right out of the gate. Danny comes up to Frank, but he's obviously got a fake name. It's like, hey Frank, how's it going? He's like, you must have me confused. My name is Ramon.
Yeah.
Or the one where Linus is sitting outside of Ruben's house. Hey, you're Bobby
you're Bobby Caldwell's kid.
Go ahead, you got it.
I have it.
Yeah, go ahead, run it, because that one makes me laugh.
Yeah, so they're telling him, here's the deal. If you're in, you're in. If you're not, go leave. And then they tell him the plan. But before that, everybody goes in except for Linus. He's clearly seems unsure of himself or whatever. It's like, you're Bobby Caldwell's kid from Chicago. It's nice there. Do you like it? Yeah, that's wonderful. Like, get in the goddamn house. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Enjoying the food. Get the.
I like. There's a couple Rubens here. When they're going over their plan, and he's like, they got enough armed person to occupy Paris. Okay, bad example.
Bad example.
And then the next one. Do you got the look we all? No.
Which one?
I got it. Look, we all go way back. I owe you from the thing with the guy in the place, and I'll never forget it. It was our pleasure.
I love Belize.
I've never been to Belize.
I've never been to Belize. Yeah. Yeah. I like when they pick him up from. he picks up Danny from jail at the end. He's like, 13 million. You drive this piece of shit across the country to pick me up. Blew it all in the suit.
Yeah. Saul, when the Rusty comes up, he's like, I saw you before you got up this morning.
Hi, we needed to give Rusty a girl. There's a women's prison down the road.
Yeah, that's good.
Or I'm only suicidal in the morning. I like that one.
Tess is with Benedict now? She's too tall for him.
What did you guys get, a group rate or something?
Yeah, they all show up. How about when they blow up the vent? Where the fuck you been? The only time he speaks English the whole movie.
Literally the whole movie.
And then I hope you're the husband.
Yeah, I hope you were the groom.
Yeah, the groom.
Ted Nugent called. He wants his shirt back.
He's like, Saul, are you sure you're ready to do this? If you ever ask me that question again, Daniel, you will not wake up the next morning.
Yeah. So unless we tend to do this job in arena, Warren Barney Rubble. Trouble. And they're talking about the people who you think Phil Turntine dead. No shit. On the job, skin cancer. She sent flowers. Dated his wife for a while.
When Saul is playing the character Lyman Zerga, he's like, the house safe is for brandy and grandma's pearls.
Yeah. Why are they always paint hallways that color? See, taupe is very soothing.
They will be here. They will be here.
Yeah.
Schmuck.
Yeah.
Second task, power. On the night of the fight, we're going to throw a switch on Sin City. Basher, it's your show. You want broke, blind, or bedlam? How about all three? Right, it's done.
When Saul is walking through the casino, he sees obviously a guy from his past. He's like, Saul, it's me, Bucky Buchanan from Saratoga.
Takes off his shades.
That was great. When Linus is in the college or whatever, he's going to get busted and the pinch or whatever, he's like, shouldn't someone help him? Oh, that's a good idea. Rabbit, let's all hop off the van and we can all get nicked.
He's right, though.
Yeah.
Fucking, you couldn't stay in the fucking... No, I'm pissed.
I like
That pissed me
Rusty to Yen when he's getting into the thing. He's like, hey, you want something to read, a magazine? Just tapped out.
Also, the balloon, one quick with the balloon thing we didn't mention. And he's done. He's like, I got an important client. He's expecting us. I don't have time to fool around with you two circus animals.
Yeah.
I'm tapped also.
All right, next category.
All right, let's go with our favorite. Give me your top 3 favorite characters. I'm going to include the brothers together as one because they're
Malloy
kind of
brothers,
a package deal.
Gotcha.
Give me your gold, your silver, and your bronze, or bronze, silver, gold, however you want to approach that.
Okay.
Whoever's ready.
I'm ready. Brad Pitt. I mean, he's our gold, man.
Okay.
I love his involvement. I like that he puts Danny Ocean in check. He's like, the moment you got her involved and you made this more about her than the job, you're out.
Yeah.
So Ruben, I like him. He's my silver. Fucking love Ruben. And then I guess to round things out, those the brothers, they're on screen. Comedic present. They provide exactly what you need. I was between that and Bernie Mac.
I was going to say, for shame, you leave Bernie Mac.
No, I was between him and Bernie Mac. I love Bernie Mac, too.
You or me, Ryan?
I'll go if you want. Or you can go. You go. Fuck it, you go.
Okay. I'm gonna go Bernie Mac as my number one.
Hey, gold
star,
standard.
absolutely.
I mean, let's be honest. We can't go wrong with any of these guys. They're all fucking
They're
great.
all fucking hilarious.
I am gonna go. I'm a Clooney guy. I like Clooney's work in this. Although obviously Brad Pitt is fucking amazing as a Rusty, and then I go Ruben to round it out. The Malloys are great. You're asking me to choose 3, and to me, I feel like it would be odd to not include either a Danny or a Rusty. One of those two kind of have to make your top 3.
I'd agree.
I got Brad Pitt number 1. I think he just carries. I think George Clooney is fucking phenomenal in this movie.
But Rusty makes it.
Rusty is like Brad Pitt is like he's a character actor and like an elite actor's like face and body, if you will. Like he's like has very much charisma, and when he gets to kind of just play second fiddle, kind of like a Val Kilmer almost. You know, he just really shines. I feel like.
I think the best. It's some of those actors that can play 1 or 2. If you can
do both,
if you can do 1 or 2, you're obviously a great actor.
When he's your number 2, it's like you're in, and like Matt Damon's like your 4. It's like you're in good shape for this movie. Yeah. But anyway, I have Brad Pitt. Then I got the twins, the brothers. They just crack me up the entire time.
Yeah,
and then it's kind of tough because like I don't know, Ruben is great, Bernie Mac is great, but I'm gonna go with Basher. I love Don Cheadle.
Basher's great. Yeah.
I probably have Don Cheadle, then Bernie Mac. then Ruben, and then probably Danny. But yeah, it was
Going-
more.
going six
it's
deep,
tough
yeah.
for sure.
I just want to also shout out Topher Grace is really great in this movie, and his like 5 minutes where he plays
Yeah,
himself. He's really
absolutely.
funny. Let's go with that guy, the guy you can't put your finger on, but you know him. I had one. It's the bald guy with the glasses in Tess's gallery. She's like looking at something and she's showing him. He's like in a bunch of shows and he's like, I don't know, Modern Family, like Lizzie McGuire, like all these like.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Okay.
Let me look at his name.
I thought Terry Benedict's floor manager, he's been in some things. I can't remember his name. Is number
Walsh?
2. Walsh, yeah.
Michael Delano was Walsh. He was in
a few things. I never knew his name, but
he's
yeah,
in Commando.
he was that guy.
Not really too much other shit. Jerry Weintraub is not a guy that you would know because he was like he's a producer. Like he produced like what the fuck is it? The
Karate Kid
Kid
movies.
and fucking Legend of Tarzan.
Dead Air.
Hey.
Sorry, I was looking for the name. But he's done a bunch of shit and he plays the whale pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of tough. Siegfried and Roy, I don't really remember them being in the movie. It might have been
For a cut scene, like
cut out. I think it's a scene that was cut out, honestly, because I don't remember seeing them like.
Yeah, I saw they were in the cast, but I also didn't remember seeing them.
I thought it was like one of those drag scenes where it's just you're hitting a little bit of like different casino or a show in the background. I think that's exactly what they were, like a show in the background.
Oh, I didn't even know this. Viola Davis was the parole board interrogator. Her voice.
Oh, no shit.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I mean, this is again one of these movies that again the top 11. That's a big 11, and then you really have like that table of celebrities, who's then super well known. Everybody else in this is really like never heard of them. Not really wearing a bunch of stuff. You had that guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his name. I'm sorry, I'm struggling. I can't find it.
It's all good, man. Shout out that guy. But,
shout out that bald guy with the glasses.
I'm just saying, it's like it's 11 characters
They have
already,
11
so it's
high
tough
rank,
to have
yeah.
that guy type of thing.
What's interesting too about this movie, there was a big thing with Don Cheadle's uncredited.
Yeah.
Because
No shit.
He thought he deserved to be one of the main build on the cover, if you will,
Sure,
on the
yeah.
poster. So he decided, since they weren't going to do that, to leave his name off the whole thing completely.
Oh, wow.
And if you notice in the future movies, pretty much everyone's name is now on the top. Like Bernie Mac, Don Cheadle also included.
Right.
So maybe that's because of this movie. I guess there was some sort of mix up, but pissed Don Cheadle off enough where he's like, take my fucking name off the movie.
I mean, honestly, dude, like it's Don Cheadle is a fucking well-known actor at this point. 2001, right? I mean, he's done enough stuff to be recognized. And then on top of it, it's like, dude, you're gonna put 12 names with Garcia.
I mean, I'll be honest though, like Don Cheadle, you're probably gonna get left off in this cast. Like,
In this, I mean,
if we're going top five,
yeah,
you're
it's
not
tough.
it's not gonna happen.
Nah,
Clooney-
Even Garcia gets overshadowed.
Clooney, Pitt, Damon, Julia Roberts, and Andy Garcia. That's the five.
That's the
Even
top.
Bernie Mac gets fucking left out. Out of
Yeah,
that.
for sure, man.
Like, okay, let's go next to.
Can we take a pit stop to the soundtrack?
Oh yeah,
All right. So
it's like kind of next to that.
Rodney Yates is the name of the song by David Holmes. David Holmes did the main theme, which is called Gritty Shaker. But there's a lot of these funk walking type of themes. You'll hear it in all the oceans pretty doom doom
Yeah.
boom boom boom.
Yeah.
Those are all great. You got a couple fucking really. I mean, when you talk about Vegas, you got to have a lot of blues. You got to have a lot of that was terrible. You got to have a lot of blues and stuff like that. But a little what's it called? Blues in the Night by Quincy Jones was great. Take My Breath Away by Berlin was literally that one.
Well, the guy's running.
Take my breath away.
Yeah.
It was literally just that.
They play that one Elvis song, like a little less conversation.
I love Elvis.
That is called Keep You Satisfied.
Gotta satisfy me.
Yeah.
They had that one song. I don't know what it's called, but I remember hearing it a lot. That one's like chug 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 da, na, 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 when they're in the bar with the poker game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's from that time. I remember hearing that a lot back in the day. Obviously not recently, but I'm like, oh yeah, that song. I forgot about that.
Interesting. Caravan by Duke Ellington. Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum, I guess, was in there for a bit.
Spirit in the Sky.
The fuck is that goddamn Elvis song? I know it's right here. A Little Less Conversation, that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, the theme is fucking great. And then the one that I think is the fucking greatest, it's called Misty by Liberace. That's a song that you have with them at the Bellagio Fountain. It's fucking fantastic.
Oh, that's Liberace. No shit.
Just
Great.
plays so well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, nice.
All right, soundtracks are done.
Yeah, any casting, recasting, anything? I know this cast is pretty fucking immaculate.
Ryan, I was going to open it up to you because I couldn't think of a name. Julia Roberts to me is not. She doesn't have a whole lot to do it, but I was kind of looking at it and I'm like, not really a big Julia Roberts fan in terms of attractiveness, and so I want somebody a little bit more. Like, hey, this is a very super above the grade type of girl.
There's three things I would just mention real quick. One, she's like the biggest actress in the world this time, or one of them.
Sure, yeah.
2001. Julia Roberts is big time. She's still attractive, not the most attractive, but she's attractive.
Sure,
she was a box office draw at the
Right.
time, and then also third, she had just done Aaron Brockovich with Soderbergh the year before, so I'm sure he called in a favor. Was like, hey, you want to come do this movie with me?
I mean, it definitely ups the value of the bankability of the movie. I just think that what would be another actress at that time that you could go, yeah, this is a
How about
Vegas level.
Sandra Bullock?
Nah.
No, I was thinking.
Same thing, same issue.
No, but what about Kate Beckinsale? That she had been about right, or was too young in that?
She's too young. She's probably like 28 in that.
I mean, they had what's her face in the sequel, Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's in the
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Cameron Diaz. I don't know.
No, too young for that. If you're gonna go that route,
Still too young. It's kind of like she has to be a little bit more seasoned.
I thought Meg Ryan, but
Get the fuck out of here with that.
for a moment, okay, damn.
Terrible.
I don't
Terrible
Terrible.
knucklehead.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, like...
Is Michelle Pfeiffer too old?
No,
Well, do you want more attractiveness or actress, or what are we talking?
What I'm saying, dude, is another...
Age.
It's got to be age appropriate.
Marissa
So
Tomei, let's go.
Ooh, I like Marissa Tomei.
I like Marissa Tomei.
She'd be
That's a good
perfect in
response.
01.
I'm just saying they have to be at least in their 30s.
Yeah, well, there it is. Bam, we
And-
nailed it.
Just not again. Like to me, Julia Roberts is great, but I just think I'm like looking at her more and more. I'm like, I'm not.
I think Sandra Bullock would be great. I think you're under.
I think the Family Guy writers nailed it when they said it's Julia Roberts playing Julia Roberts. Like that whole time. That's, I mean, not for
I don't know
nothing.
what
She's
the
a
fuck
draw.
What does that mean?
She like essentially having a different name in this, like, is almost an insult. Like, she should have just called herself Julia Roberts.
Well, in the
like,
second one, they actually we are. This is Julia Roberts to play.
They do a whole meta thing. Yeah.
really? Oh, see, I'm glad I didn't see the second or third one now. All right.
Well, the third one has nothing to do with it. The second one does that, not the third one, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, I don't have any other thing. I was just gonna say, it'd be actually at first
Words.
Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Matt Damon's role. He dropped out to do the Planet of the Apes with Tim Burton. So that would have been interesting. I think Matt Damon's better.
I mean,
But Mark Wahlberg could have been
has
fine.
Wahlberg has so much though. He can play a real dirtbag in Vegas. Like he's got a bunch of those movies.
And another guy who could have been good in this movie who wasn't, but obviously he's good in everything. Leo DiCaprio would have been fantastic as well.
I got another one.
Yeah.
Give me Jackie Chan as Yen.
That'd be sick.
Add a little bit more comedy.
No.
Yeah, dude.
He wouldn't fit in that goddamn
Yeah, he
box.
would.
No, he wouldn't.
Fucking Jackie.
Well, that's the thing. Is
Acrobatics. And
Yen was all 5
I
foot
don't know
nothing.
if Jackie Chan, Bobby's got a point. Can he do that thing? Because we actually do see Yen in the thing come out of it, like actually do the flip, do the.
I understand that, but
No, if he could do that, I'm with you. I just don't know if he can do that. Yeah.
I'm just
I don't
saying
think
you
he has
guys
the
are putting
build.
you guys are putting your mind in a box. It's fucking Jackie Chan. Enough said.
But the role is not like a big role. It's more of like
Right.
it's more of like his skill set, what he can do.
I'd rather have
I'm-
Jet Li. Jet Li would be better add-on.
Just saying he's
Count
fucking
it, Jet
good
Li.
at goddamn stunts,
I'm with
and
you.
that's the guy.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I don't know if he can do that particular.
Well, you give him a chance.
Well, all right.
You're very opinionated tonight.
Get back in your goddamn
Meg
time
Ryan,
machine.
fuck
and-
her. You know?
I never said that. All right, moving on. Next category.
Yeah, spin-off, prequel, sequel award. I got this could be either movie or show. It's like Rusty teaching the celebrities poker. I could get a whole thing out of that. I don't
A
know.
whole episode.
It entertains me where he could just, I think he honestly be like a show where it's like he's a guy who's fallen on hard times. He used to be this big time schemer and con man, and now he's stuck in Vegas or Reno or whatever, just doing this bullshit.
Right up the
like a comedy. Dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty funny. And then obviously, my standard answer: this show would, or this movie would obviously work as a mini series. If we want to do like an 8 to 10 part, more intricate. You know, you could get more detailed. It always would, I think, would work for this, especially with all the layers of the heist and all the characters. It's kind of tailor made for it, honestly.
Okay.
Anybody?
There's obviously 2 spinoffs. They went in the like, hey, we're gonna keep this kind of direction type of deal, but again, they didn't. I don't think they panned out as much. They trying to add more people to already a large ensemble. It doesn't really always work. And obviously those guys are getting bigger and bigger. So it's like, fuck, man, like doesn't really play that well. I would like a Clooney and Rusty running a scam.
There it is.
Now they talk about the Incan ceremonial head mask.
Oh yeah.
I don't like. It seems like that was a job that they pulled. I don't necessarily love that one per se, but another scam or job.
I took it as a job that Danny pulled. That's why he got busted, and Rusty did not. That's why he did not get busted.
Okay, I could see that.
He's like, oh, you need vision or whatever. And he looks at Rusty. He's like, yeah, all the guys in Cell Block E had vision.
Yeah.
So I think it was.
Okay.
I took it as it was a job that
sense.
Danny had done, and he said so. He's like, Rusty says, yeah, if you could move him, there's a ton of money in it, but clearly he wasn't able to.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that is cool. That would be down for a Rusty and Danny.
That
like
was
when
actually
they're
on
a
one of
little
mine,
younger.
Yeah.
Or what got him busted? You know that whole thing.
Anything for you, Bobby? That you would like?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted Benedict's rise. I wanted to see his coming into form and basically like stepping on Ruben's toes to the point where now we know that he obviously usurped, and set that up. But yeah, Benedict's rise.
He's a great villain. Andy Garcia plays a great villain.
And that was originally supposed to be Bruce Willis.
No kidding.
But he said no, he didn't like the character. There wasn't enough for him in the movie.
Good call.
Yeah. There's a bunch of what if casting. It was like Johnny Depp was at one time.
I'm glad the people got casted that got casted.
Johnny Depp
said Mark Wahlberg was the
wild.
closest where he was actually fully cast, and then they were like, he's bowed out to do the Planet of the Apes movie.
I think Bruce Willis would be a terrible villain.
Agreed.
I think he could be fine. I mean, I think Andy Garcia was great, so I'm sorry, just like I'm gonna be like no Andy Garcia. But.
True.
Switcheroo or crossover, or whatever you like to call it.
All right, bear with me.
Bear with me now.
Okay. So you're gonna shrink down the cast size to like 4 people. Okay.
Who's the 4?
Let them cook. Let them cook.
So you're gonna shrink down the cast size to 4 people. You're gonna make them basically whoever you obviously have to have like a Danny, Rusty, maybe like a Frank or something like that. Just like 4 people or so to run off a smaller, obviously, operation. But you give Clooney, not Clooney per se, but like one of those guys, like a Tyler Durden approach, where like he's playing multiple people and you don't know until kind of like the end, where like, okay, yeah, this guy doesn't exist, but like they're trying to pull up like just 2 sides of the coin, and like one guy's doing like, again, like the Rusty, like if you had Rusty and Danny, one guy's like meaning like, hey, I'm suave as shit, I'm doing this stuff. The other guy's like a player, whatever.
But they're the same person, you're saying?
But they're the same person.
So Rusty is having like 4 of himself?
I'm not saying all 4 of them, but at least like the one guy is taking over multiple personalities.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I don't know. I just like was like, hey man, I'd like to see it in a heist scenario where like they just he plays. Then you see the recap of like the different shebangs, but that's my switcheroo.
I like it.
I think you're gonna like mine. So obviously, Julia Roberts was a huge smashing success in Pretty Woman, right?
Of course,
we all know. And that was based in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is it L.A.?
I think it's LA.
All right, I'm still tied in. So I think that all right, Danny Ocean goes to jail. She really doesn't know, what direction she's heading. She goes out to L.A., maybe slums around, becomes a whore, meets the right type of people. Because of what's his name, that actor from.
We're talking about the guy in Pretty Woman.
In Pretty Woman,
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere. Okay, he's with some business elites. Maybe that in passing, that's how she meets Terry Benedict. They were doing maybe business with the casino and what have you. I'm just saying, while he's in jail, I can't imagine her just being like, "Oh yeah, I'm flush with it." So she becomes a whore. Somehow connects with Benedict through Richard Gere. There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
I had this could either be. I'm gonna mention. So I've been watching a lot of this show.
Oh, here we go.
This could either be on their show or they can have them in this movie or a movie. I would love to see Entourage or Rusty's Poker Game, like Johnny
there you go.
Drama,
That'd be fun.
Turtle, Vinny Chase,
Nice.
maybe Ari. Like either Rusty's on their show in a brief segment in the episode, or they're in the movie where he's again. Maybe not teaching, they're just having a casual game, and then Drama's there. He's like, "Oh, fuck you, Drama," or whatever, some type of bullshit.
I like it. It could work.
So that's all I had for that one. Now it's time for the picking nits. Bobby's been chomping, I'm sure.
There was just some inconsistencies.
What do you got, Bobby?
One, they had a shot of Saul being part of the extraction team. No offense, Saul is old as shit. There's no way that he's gonna be able to.
Dude, he's like 85.
Right, to lift all that stuff.
But it's also heavy. Like Benedict would have called him out right away. Like, okay, there's a geriatric, there's a fucking weakling.
Right, exactly. Second of which, Walsh calling 911, them intercepting it. There'd be multiple calls for 911 after the power got cut. Like, it wouldn't just come from one person. There would be police at that casino because people were robbing it blind. Because
authorities would have already been there.
Right. So, sure. and like, him being on the phone, like, oh, yeah, like, and how do you plan on getting out? The whole booby trap. I get that that's kind of like the red herring in this. But I was just like, I think he's too smart, and I think there'd be more of a police presence. They wouldn't be able to pull this off without getting, got themselves.
Well, I would say maybe like there would be a quick counter would be like they didn't. You're right that there would be multiple calls, but they had a little bit of time afterwards where they didn't. It wasn't like right away where they did that. It was like I don't know how long, but. There was a little bit gap of time.
But there's no way, as an owner of a casino, if you had a power outage and people, you're not going to be talking to a bunch of investigators and a bunch.
They knew specifically Rusty's on the phone with Terry right now, so the call's gonna come in like right now. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
it's possible to intercept the call, but I mean there would have been authorities there as well. They're walking through the main casino. Like that doesn't happen. Casino, you would take the back door. There's a lot of walking through the casino, which is I understand why they did it. Yeah. But a lot of it, like Frank Catton going to address him on the thing. No, they just would have called him down after the shift.
I think it would have been more curious too, like why are this SWAT guy's carrying these duffel bags?
Big duffel bags as well. Yeah. It just there's some stuff that doesn't try go on.
Sorry, last one though. Daniel Ocean, if he was fighting that dude for like let's say 20 or 30 minutes. He'd get his he doesn't even have a scratch on him. That motherfucker,
no marks,
his face would be pummeled in something fierce. So I was like, he still looks as handsome as the.
I mean, he's also talking way too loud. He's like, "Not now, Bruiser," and the guys are right outside the door.
So
also maybe how does Danny know he's gonna pick Bruiser of all the people to beat him up, or does he?
Right, yeah. Then how does he make his way to the fucking elevator shaft? Like, what do you have schematics that you get?
Yeah, well, they do have the schematics. They got them. Remember the blueprint? They stole them or whatever.
I think the timing of that would be very. I don't see it happening. That's all.
I have Livingston would have for sure blown the cover.
Yeah, he would have.
He was just panicked as shit, and he's like running away from a guy, and he's like, "Hey, sir, you forgot this." Like that guy would have absolutely gone like, "Who the fuck was this guy in our building?" Like they just would have rung him up and gone like, "Okay, this." Where did Danny do his time?
It was in Jersey.
New York, Jersey, East Coast. So he's just in Vegas then?
Breaking parole.
He's breaking parole. They said that. That's why he went back to jail.
I understand that. But it is something where it's just like, I don't get how he didn't get caught before that. Like, especially being like, casinos have cameras. They do security checks, ID checks at certain times. And like they would have definitely had information on Lyman Zerga. Like, unless you create like a whole back. They just said like, oh yeah, he's a European whale. I don't know what else.
You could create fake profiles on the internet.
True.
Things. I mean, also the internet wasn't as prevalent. I mean, it was prevalent, but not as prevalent as it is now. So So maybe a little more room for error in that case.
I mean, Yen's leg 100% dips below the wire. If you see when he kind of drops, he drops leg into the, not the wire, but the laser.
The laser sensors or whatever.
My thing was, so they cut the power, which is cool, and then they get down there. How does the explosion not trigger any alarms or any notification to the...
Dude, it's also like, isn't somebody going to, even though you're 20 stories down, somebody's going to hear it.
Yeah, like he didn't
but
know.
I thought that's the whole idea is like that should, like they bypassed the sensors, they blew it up so it won't even, it wouldn't even, but they would hear the seismic, like those seismic sensors would go
my
off.
thing is, wouldn't they know that the sensors are off, like once they're blown up? Yeah,
but I think with everything else going on, maybe they didn't recognize it.
It's definitely just not explained.
I had... Well, what would you kind of explain it? But I don't know. I put like the Mormon twins might get noticed after a while. They're like literally they're in a lot. They're ambulance guys. They're the security guys. They're the balloon guys. There's
just a lot of security.
And they're not always in disguise. Sometimes they just look like themselves.
Security cameras in casinos.
Yeah,
so
they'd easily pick up that this guy came in as like
at least in the third one, which again is like whatever. But like at least in the third one, they alter the report that gets sent to the king or whatever the hell is in the bank. That's the villain's name. Like, so at least it alters their figures to go like, yeah, we have no idea who this guy is. But there's a lot of holes of just like, dude, like you would have got found out if you're casing the joint for a week or, a couple days here. I am good on picking Nits, but I think you had a question about Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Brad Pitt throughout the whole movie, and actually a lot of his movies, is like kind of a technique he uses, but this movie specifically, he likes to eat and drink and have something in his hand. Usually it's eating or drinking.
Right.
So what's your guys' favorite scene of that? I'll start. I like when he has the full shrimp cocktail talking to Linus after he see Tess coming down the escalator, and he's got like a brandy glass with like shrimp cocktail, 8 shrimp cocktails in there. I thought that was nice. That was my favorite.
He's eating like a sandwich or like a bacon thing at one point.
Outside of the prison when Danny gets released, right?
Right. Yeah, kind of like struggling with it too. I like that.
Yeah, he's like.
And then he has there's another one where he has a lollipop. I was like, oh,
yeah, like he's talking to the stripper.
Now he's not actively drinking in the one scene, but where he has his cocktail in front of him, he's like leaning on the bar. You think we need one more? He's just sitting there with that like defeated look in his face.
I also had these written down. The pre-poker nachos. He's eating nachos before the poker game. Drinking a red cocktail at the poker game. Cup of coffee at the diner with Danny. Lunch at Ruben's house. He got a salad. He's sipping a Coke at the circus with Yen. Also, when they're walking back to the car, he has a cotton candy bag he throws in his back seat. And then
you're right.
The fruit cup when he's watching the dog races with Saul is pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
And then the last one, he's eating like pasta or something in the hotel room. He's talking to Livingston about the lonely guard who likes the stripper, and he's eating like a big plate of pasta. I don't know. This movie's got plenty of Brad Pitt eating things. I thought that was kind of fun to just track those.
He's every scene, almost.
All right, I'm ready to put a bow on it. Let's give our grades and own, stream, or skip. I'm going to start with, let's go left to right. What would you start us off?
This is an own. The whole trilogy for me is I still think it's an own for all of them because it puts a nice bow on, and I mean 11, 12, 13, not fucking 8, whatever the fuck that was. Money grab, that's what that was. But I firmly believe like you should own it. I own it. The grade I would probably hover around like an 8.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably like an 8. It's definitely one of the better heist movies for sure out there, but I will say there are better ones. But like I said, 8. Bobby, what you got?
This holds some nostalgia for me. I definitely own this. I'd recommend people, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's fun. It's kind of our heist movie for our generation. But I'd give this one a 9.3. I thought that the cast itself, warrants a 9 or higher. And then, like I said, I have my own pickiness. I mean, there's a couple gaps, but for what it's worth, I think they all bleed well into each other. It's not polarizing to one person. They are able to share screen time. It's it seemed like camaraderie. So
Yeah, definitely good chemistry for sure.
I own it. Obviously, I have owned. I said it was one of the first DVDs I had where it has like that like black thing that you have to like click in to like close it.
Oh, no kidding.
And I have the trilogy as well. I've seen the other two like caught like me once or twice, but this one is always an all timer for me. I'm gonna go same as Bobby 9-3. It's a classic. Check it out if you haven't seen it. If you're in this heist movies, if you're into
his balls are
movies
right
with
there,
like just a great cast, an ensemble cast, and good chemistry, you'll enjoy the shit out of this. So I believe the next choice is Woj's, and I believe or is it Bobby's?
No, it's
Bobby's.
Bobby,
Sorry.
and
then after that we're doing 80s, but Bobby's still got a free choice.
Yeah, we got free choice. I'm gonna go with a recent movie. I was jumping around a few different ones, but I'm gonna do Speak No Evil.
Oh, nice.
shit.
The James McAvoy one.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that movie.
We haven't put him in the starlight, so let's do it.
all right, hell yeah, dude.
I know it's scary, so lights on for
Go
you.
fuck
It's not
it,
that
goat.
scary.
I know.
It's more about the tension.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that. We got what's the Eminem show?
The Eminem Show. It's a banger.
Is the
Yeah,
album?
that's the album.
That's the
And then
album.
We got the 80s coming up. We got the fucking Ryan's birthday and the
Yeah.
golf outings extravaganza. We'll fucking be back next week with a banger of an episode because we'll all
Hell yeah.
be fresh off a round of golf. See how that goes.
Excellent.
I'll probably be pretty tired, but I'll do it.
All right. Deuces.
Adios.